Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes to Code with your host Matthew C. Applegate. Today we're going to be looking at some examples in processing. I love using processing to help new programmers to learn how to code. It's simple and it gives the coder almost immediate feedback, which allows them to better understand what the code is doing. If you don't already have processing, I recommend you pause the video and download it from the link below. Once you have processing set up, you're ready to begin. Processing is set up into two main areas, the setup area and the draw area. As the program is run, it jumps to the setup area and carries out those instructions first. It only does this once at the beginning of the program. After it has completed the instructions in the setup area, it moves on to the draw area. The draw area loops from top to bottom until the program is terminated. Let's check out the setup code for this example in more detail. The first command we issue is size 650 by 500. This is actually the screen size of our program. The second command we issue is background 000. This draws the entire background of the screen black. The 000 are RGB values which provide us with the color black. The third command we issue is rect mode center. By default, in processing, shapes are drawn from their top leftmost point. By using the rect mode center command, it will draw the shapes from their centermost point instead. The next section we will be looking at is the draw section. This is where the code loops and loops from top to bottom repeatedly until the program is terminated. The first command we issue is a float declaration. Float r equals random 255. This will create a random number with a decimal point and assign it to the variable r. The two commands below for G and B do exactly the same thing. What this code is doing is assigning a random color to the brush every time around the loop. The next command we issue is to declare another float. Float w equals random 8. This will be used to generate a random width for the brush. Next we have stroke RGB. Now stroke is used to draw lines and outlines of shapes, and as we are drawing lines in this program, we are going to make the stroke the value of the RGB variables we just created. That way, every time around the loop, the color of the brush will change. The next command, stroke weight, is a command which sets the size of the brush, so we are going to set it to W, the random size we created above. Now the tricky bit. We are going to use what is called a conditional statement, a question if you like, and if the answer to the question is true, the program will perform the actions that are with it. The first question is, if the mouse is pressed and it is the left button, draw a line, starting at width divided by 2 and height divided by 2, and ending at mouse X and mouse Y. Okay, the first line is easy to understand. Is it the left mouse being pressed? If yes, draw a line starting at width divided by 2 and height divided by 2. This is the center of our screen. Width and height are keywords, and they take their value from the width and height of the application window, so dividing them by 2 gives us half of each, the center of the screen. It then says draw a line to mouse X and mouse Y. These are simply the mouse's current X and Y coordinates. X is the left and right axes and Y is up and down. So click or hold the left mouse button down and it will draw a randomly colored line from the center of the screen to the mouse's current position on the screen. Now for the second question. This one's a little easier. If the mouse is pressed and it is the right button, clear the screen. Simple. We use the background 000 command again to blank the whole screen and make it black. Be sure to take screenshots of your art and maybe try and recreate some of your work in the real world. I really hope you have enjoyed what you have seen, and if you have, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons below. Thanks for watching.